Hey, welcome back. This is Newt's Nostalgia. I'm Newt, believe it or not. All right, today in this episode, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this car, Metropolitan, 1961 Nash Metropolitan AMC, if you want to be picky about it. And we're gonna take this car, drive it back to the barn that we pulled it out of. What was that? 8 months ago? Something like that. And we're gonna sit down with the lady we bought the car from and whose parents owned it and get some history on the car and learn what she can tell us about what she remembers about the car. And I believe her mom drove it to work. I think she may have driven it to college for a while. So should be pretty cool. So I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up and we're gonna head over there and we will see you there. All right, here we are.
Here we are.
We are here to talk about the Metropolitan, and we're here with Sharon, and she is gonna be sharing some stuff about the car with us. You get it? All right. You know I'm a little ornery, right?
Yes, I do.
So my first question is, this car has several dents in it. Are you responsible for any of those?
I don't believe I'm responsible for one dent in this car.
All right. Well, if you could just start maybe by telling us your earliest memory of the car, and then just kind of go through.
My earliest memory of the car, I was probably, it was when I was 17, I got the car. And then I was 18, I went to Merced JC, and I remember going all over in this car, just everywhere. It was like, and now I look back and think that was a goofy car, but at the time I had a car. I didn't care what it looked like. And now I love it.
And it made great gas mileage.
Yes, it did.
So you went to college in Merced?
I started it at Merced Junior College.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And, it was just, I just took it everywhere. Then I started babysitting a set of twins, and I picked them up when I was done with school. And they were about a year old. So all three of us were in the front seat. I had 2 car seats and myself in that little front seat.
Wow.
And then sometimes I had their 3-year-old brother, and he was in the back seat. So It kind of looked like a little clown car going.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I just absolutely loved the car. But like I said, now I look back and think that was a dumb car.
Yeah. So did your dad buy the car for you?
Yes.
Or was it for your mom?
No, he bought the car for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I would have something to go back and forth to school in.
Okay, and you think that was around what year, did you say?
I think it was my senior year of high school that he bought it.
Which would have been?
69.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
And this is 61. So, okay.
Yeah, I believe it was either 68 or 69, somewhere right in there. It might have been the summer between, junior high and high school. But yeah, right in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. So did your mom, I thought your mom drove this car at some point.
She drove it sometimes, and we would dare her to drive it because she didn't know how to drive it with a stick shift.
Yeah.
So she drove it to work sometimes. She was the manager of Stephanie's Men and Boys store in Atwater. They had one in Merced, but they also had one in Atwater.
Okay.
So yeah, she did drive it to work sometimes, but mostly it was mine to drive.
Yeah. So did you take any longer trips with the car, or was it just short?
I remember going to a zoo, but it wasn't like the Fresno Zoo. It was someplace in, up in the foothills. I don't remember taking it on any long trips.
Yeah.
I don't think my parents would have let me then.
Yeah.
But, I would say within 2 hours I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So you drove it all through college?
I drove it. I didn't. I only drove it for 69, 70, 71, and I believe 72. And then I was going to Fresno State at that time.
Gotcha.
So Dad didn't want me to drive it back and forth from there all the time.
So then did it get parked at that point? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Mom or Dad drove it a little bit, but pretty much it was parked then. That was it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's been parked since then.
Wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to do the math here. So 70, maybe 72, you parked it.
Uh-huh.
And then it was last tagged in 76. So that kind of makes sense. Maybe there was a few
50
years
years.
where he kept paying the tax.
It's been in the barn, I would say, for 70 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Did it say, what year was it, the last year that it shows that he was 76?
76.
Yeah, and it was parked before that.
Yeah, gotcha.
So yeah, so it sat in there for 50 years.
So it never was driven around the farm or anything like, wow.
Nope. Once he put it in there, he always wanted to keep it. And he parked it in there, and it wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't going to let it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is that, I mean, it's back on the road, you know, and I didn't have to really tear the engine apart. I rebuilt the carburetor and some minor stuff, had to rebuild all the brakes and everything, but the engine just runs.
I told you,
It's
throw
incredible.
about 4 more squirrels in there with their wheel, and they could power it down the road.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that of all the cars and trucks that he had, and he had many, that he chose this one that he wanted to keep.
Yeah.
So, because he had a lot of them.
Yeah.
But this is the only, I remember a black Bonneville Pontiac he had.
Oh, wow.
That he kept for a while, but then he ended up getting rid of it.
Wow.
Yeah. But this is the one that he put away to keep safe, not be in the elements. And I can't believe how cool it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. And everybody loves this car. Just driving down the road, everybody loves it.
Does anybody say there's another one?
I know I have a friend that has one, and they live closer to the Bay Area. But I don't know of any others in this area.
There used to be one in Merced, and I think the lady's name was Susie, and it was pink and white.
My friend's is pink and white, but she's not near here.
And I used to see it in Merced, like maybe in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she would drive it around Merced quite a bit, but I've never seen another one.
Yeah.
And I think I told you down in Studio City. In fact, I may go in there. I'm going to go down there. I may go in. They have on Lancashire Boulevard, they have a Metropolitan store, and half of Metropolitan coming out of the top of the building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it's, coming through the wall.
There's a place down by Fresno. I don't remember if it's in Visalia or Fresno, but they have one on top of a big post as an advertisement for their
Oh,
business.
isn't there
A
one
black
on
and white one.
Bravo, at Bravo Farms in Tulare? Isn't there one on top of their building?
Maybe that's where it is.
I think
Maybe
so.
it's Tulare.
There's one on, I think.
It's black and white.
When I go down to LA, I'll look. But I think there's one on top of Bravo Farms.
Yeah, it's on that side of the highway.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. But no, I don't even remember seeing him when I had him.
Yeah.
Nobody had one.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm sure then it was not a cool car, but it was so cool to me.
Well, doing my research, apparently they built these cars to market them to women because a lot of families had one car, and mom needed a car maybe to run to the store during the day when dad was at work with the car. So they built this car to market to those housewives and women like that.
They must have left their kids at home.
Yeah, I know.
I can tell you, it doesn't.
Especially the bigger ones. Have you tried sitting in the back seat?
No.
Oh, you can't.
I remember, now that you say that, I do remember sitting back there when I was in high school, senior year, and somebody else was driving it.
Oh, yeah.
We had 3 or 4 people in there, and I was in the back. I do remember that. I will not try that again.
Yeah, because that window, that window comes up at such a slope. Yeah.
No, I had a 3-year-old back there quite a bit, but nobody else.
Yeah, 3-year-old would probably fit.
Yeah, and two 1-year-olds in the front with me. So when you say that they marketed for a woman, I could see that, but then I'm thinking they usually have the children with them.
That's a good point.
And that,
Yeah.
it's not going to haul them around unless they put them in the back.
Yeah, in the trunk.
Since you can open it, and stick them in there. You have more. You're fine.
So, was this the first? You didn't learn to drive in this, did you?
No, I learned to drive. The first time I remember driving, I was 5, and I was on a tractor.
Okay. Yep.
So, living on a farm, Dad, I remember that time, Dad was burning something, and he put me on the tractor, he would set it in gear, he would set the speed, and then he would jump off.
Yeah.
And he'd go in back and he'd burn. And then if we got towards the end, he'd run and jump back on, make the turn, and just say, go straight.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a time that I wasn't driving really.
Yeah.
But, it would be around the farm or move a pickup or like when we had watermelons, cantaloupes, especially, were sweet potatoes, but mostly seasonal crops. It'd be like I needed to go get something and bring it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I grew up on my grandpa's farm, and that's what I learned to drive too, was tractor, and then and then the little Chevy Love was the first vehicle I really learned to drive. I was probably 13 or 14. I would go down there, and Grandma would give me the keys, and I would just go drive it around the field.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Dad got me a little Honda 50, which you know because you bought it.
Yep.
And I think I was about 13, and I rode that everywhere. He wouldn't allow me to go on the roads, so I just went through fields. I went miles and miles on that.
Yeah.
Always through the fields.
Yep.
And I would cross the road, but I wasn't allowed to drive on it. Yeah.
That's so funny because I had a little Honda moped too, and I did the same thing.
And my girlfriend, best friend at that time, lived just a mile and a quarter down the road. So I was forever going to pick her up, and then we'd take off on it to go somewhere.
Yeah. Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then an ATV. And do you ever remember not driving? I mean, I was always driving something.
I mean, yeah, I had mopeds, go-karts, tractor, and then backhoe and trucks and cars.
Did you have ATVs, quads?
Oh, yeah. I did. 3-wheelers and dirt bikes. And, Yep, absolutely.
When I went on a 3-day snowmobiling trip in Yellowstone in the winter, the guy finally pointed to me and said, "You, come follow me," because I was so much faster.
Oh, wow.
And then we'd go up and he would stop and he'd say, "We have to wait for the rest of them."
Yeah.
But he said, "Have you been on a snowmobile?" And I said, "Once or twice, but I've always been on something."
Yeah.
So
that's cool. So was this was your first car though?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Was it the first 3 on the tree? Probably not the first 3 on the tree that you drove, because if you had farm trucks and stuff, a lot of those were 3 speeds on the column.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, it probably wasn't the first.
Yeah.
But it was the first car that I had that I could just go get in it and take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good deal. And like you said, we have bought 3 vehicles from you now, and so yeah, we love this one as much as the others. I haven't gotten to the Honda yet, but the 64, I did drive that thing to work for months.
Did you really?
I drove it to Elk Grove. I would drive it 1,000 miles a week. And that paint on that truck cleaned up as good as this. People cannot believe the side-by-side pictures. That old paint was just amazing.
I like that truck. I always said when Dad died, we were going to put him in the back in his casket and take him to the cemetery because he loved Old Blue.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, did Old Blue have a spotlight on it?
Yeah, it has a spotlight on top of the cab.
On top, yeah.
Yep.
He always had a spotlight on top of the cab.
Yep, and it has a gun rack in the back window.
Oh, yes.
And, I think, we're getting off track here, but that truck has been repainted one time, I believe. Do you know if he did that? Or if he had somebody do that? Or if that was before he bought it, maybe?
I don't remember him ever repainting it. But you would know looking at it. I don't remember. Do you know when he bought that?
I don't. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like he bought that one new, so he would
Okay.
have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he bought that one new.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. This one has definitely not been repainted. I've checked. This is definitely original paint, which
that's
is
great.
amazing. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
yeah. You got to go down to Bravo and tell them to get that one off the roof because it's all the weathering that thing's
Oh,
gone
yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the dealership Bardini
Uh-huh.
in Merced? Okay.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
It was, I believe, on, I want to say 18th Street,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. But yeah, when I saw that today, when I saw us at Bardini's, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know he had bought it there, but yeah, I know where. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm gonna ask my brother. I'm gonna text him and see if he knows if Dad painted Old Blue or not.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the original color if it was.
Oh, for
painted.
sure. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Because I can still see the original paint under what's there in some spots.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
See, I don't really care. It's getting no attention, that's for sure. Ta, you want to come up here? Come on, Jim.
Well, is there anything else you?
No,
wanna
except
talk
for I
about?
am so glad that you have it.
Yes.
That just. Well, I don't know if I would have sold it if you didn't buy it.
Yeah.
It's the same with Old Blue.
Yeah.
Because you cherish things like my dad did.
Yeah.
It's not just about trying to make money off of it or anything else.
Yeah.
It's very meaningful to you. So I'm very grateful that you have it.
I appreciate that, and that's
Yeah.
absolutely true. I love these cars as much as your dad did,
Yeah,
and I bought these with the intention of keeping them in my collection, and I don't plan on them ever going anywhere.
yeah.
So
Fun car.
yeah.
I met Sharon January of 2003,
Hmm.
and I don't know what year it was. I started asking you about the car, and you said no, you was not going to sell it. And then the day you called me and said you was going to sell a couple things, the Metropolitan was one thing you was going to sell. And I don't remember how that went, but I told you, I said I really wanted to buy it. I was going to ask Newt, and I thought there is no way he is ever. I should know him better than that.
Then I'm going to get this car designed for a woman.
And right away, he's like, let's do it.
Yeah, and I knew Dad would never sell it.
Yeah.
No.
She had talked about this car for years, and told me it was in the shed or the barn. And, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we came and checked it out, and I just fall in love with these old vehicles. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's just so much history involved, and
Yeah.
they made them so differently then, and yeah. But I just love this car. You don't see many of them.
Yeah.
They're just a very simple, very unique car. Yeah.
You were going to look for some photos. Did you find
I
any?
went through so many photos, so many albums this afternoon, and I cannot find any. But I went through page after page after page.
Yeah.
But I found another box that was my mom's photos. Because, now that she's gone, I have her photos. I have, So I'm going to go back through those, but I couldn't, because I know that I took pictures. I remember the twins, pictures of the twins in the front seat with me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, and I'll ask Bev if she has any more, but I couldn't find any.
Yeah.
There's lots of albums. It got me to unpack another box. Yeah. I'm going to ask my nephew if he has any, or maybe the twins have some. They could have some because I know I gave some to their mom.
Yeah, this thing is going to go to its first car show
Yes.
towards the end of September. I think the 21st or the 23rd or something like that.
Somewhere in there, 23rd, I think.
Car show in Old Town Atwater, California. If you want to show up, we'll be out there. But this will be the car's first car show. And what I would like to do is put together a photo album of at least the whole process of cleaning the car up and get it back on the road so people can see that at the car shows. But if you had any pictures to add to that, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, just that one. You've got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. What else? Anything else? Ready to drive it?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to ask you one more thing, and we could do this later too if you wanted, but did you want to say anything about what you do with the animals and everything like that? And kind of promote that? And
Yeah, I certainly could. I have to segue into this.
we could do it after everything else if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah. I can say this, that now this car would never be something that I could drive because I run an animal rescue and we move about 2,000 to 6,000 animals a year, mostly out of the shelter, lots of owner releases now, lots and lots of dumped animals.
Yeah.
But this car just wouldn't do it.
No.
New beginnings for Merced County animals, yes.
I may have told you this already, but there's a bumper sticker I want to get for this car, and it says max capacity 10 clowns.
That is perfect. That's perfect because that's what I think of when I climbed out of that very back and the people in the front.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
All right.
Well, you ready to drive it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
You'll have to teach me again.
All right.
Because I don't remember. I kind of think I do. Is it like an H?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The air conditioner, Rich wanted to buy that too.
Yeah. Yep, we use that. It doesn't have water in it right now, but we use that.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That works very good.
Yeah. It helps a lot.
And I don't remember it having seat belts. Something with this?
Yeah, so you turn the key on.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's just, I don't want to pull it out. Oh, okay, yeah, you do have to pull it hard.
Give it a little gas.
Okay. Okay, this goes, does it go up?
You'll
first?
come towards you and down.
Down.
Will be first. Yep.
Okay,
and then when you take off, then it'll be up into neutral second,
Yeah.
and then third.
Like
Yep.
that? And
Yep.
third. Yep. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Now it should go better without the parking brake. Maybe not.
Oh yeah, much better.
Oh. Oh man, I remember just riding this thing and really tearing out on it. And Dad saying, "Don't start it so fast like that." I don't want to get it dusty on this road.
Oh, it's all good. I got to clean it up again before the car show. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Liberty is so bad. I'm going to go this way.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Oh, and look at this thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I cannot believe how big this is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wonder I could even see.
It's so funny how the horns and the steering wheel are so huge.
Oh, I love this. And see, I love black. So this black
Yes, this
dash
looks.
is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Have to go by the cemetery to let Dad see this.
All right.
Not really. Yes, and it's just as easy riding as it's always been.
Yep.
Whoops. Don't want to ruin your car.
I probably won't let you downshift into first.
Oh, really? Just
Yeah.
leave it in second?
No, you can put it in first, but you have to be stopped.
Okay. And there's somebody behind me that's watching.
And there's a car coming.
There is?
Yeah.
I can't see in this thing. Thank you.
Yep.
There's one coming this way too. Okay, come on. Oh my gosh. There's no, oh my God, look how tiny that is. What's I forgot about? Got it. grinding on.
Yeah, these things are comically small.
But this is so big. Forget the shift. This is so big. The steering wheel that it couldn't come down that much more.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, dude, this is so cool.
it is, huh?
Yes. So I cannot believe it's running again after 50 some years.
Yeah.
It's actually 60 now. Yeah. Beautiful job on it. The window doesn't look that bad. It's not pitted or anything.
No, it's got one little chip right here.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So do people ever ask you about it when you're stopped? Do they?
Oh yeah.
Do they?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. This is a clown car. Whoops, forgetting a shift.
It's got a few rattles.
Yes, just a few. And no turn indicators on this?
Yeah, it's on top of that horn button, but you have to turn the horn button.
Oh, that's
Right
what
there.
that is.
Yep.
Okay. Look at this. I love this car, Newt.
You're doing really good. How long has it been since you've driven a transmission like that?
A very, very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, very long time. I don't remember the last time.
Yeah.
I think maybe a truck.
Yeah.
I think maybe one of Dad's, like his 1-ton trucks.
Okay.
I think they had this. But yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and then I remember, oh yeah, it's the H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Maria's driven it?
Yeah, she does good too. She did really good.
Cracks me up. And look, it moves along.
Yeah, it just cruises. Yep.
And the engine sounds good.
Yeah.
Doesn't age speed really quickly, but that's okay.
Yeah. It could use a couple more squirrels.
That's good. Hungry ones. Whoops. Now that sounds like a deeper horn.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, this is very cool. Let's get the little tiny mini, which help not at all. The 21st, September 21st, it's
Yep.
first car show. I must go. That
And then just turn the key off.
okay.
What do you think?
I think this car is amazing, and I am so grateful it's back on the road. So grateful you have it.
This is really cool. Thanks for letting
Yeah.
us come do this.
Oh, thank you.
I only found the gears just to put it together. And then I tried to take it off and it's still apart. Oh yeah, it is.
I just wanted to take a minute and promote what Sharon does with the animals. She has started a charity to help all the animals. We live in a rural area, and it's a pretty common occurrence for people to drop off animals out here in the country, or take in animals that they don't want anymore. It's a issue, and so what they do is they take those animals and they take care of them, get them back to where they should be if they're not feeling well or whatever, and then they transport those animals all over the place to find them good homes. And so it's a really cool thing. I think Sharon said they up to 6,000 animals a year. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to check them out, if you want to donate, whatever, the website is New Beginnings for Animals Merced. Hold on. I got it. My memory's this long. New Beginnings for Animals Merced.org. And you can also find them on Facebook under New Beginnings for Animals Merced. So if you want to help out with that or just see what they do, check it out. I will put links for those website and Facebook down in the description of this video. Well, there you have it, folks. In my opinion, as a car guy, and if you're a car or truck guy, I think maybe you agree that the story of the car is as valuable as the car itself, or it at least adds value to the car. And it's so cool, you know, all these old rigs have a story to tell, and we don't always get that story. In this case, we were lucky to get that story and find out where it had been and how it had been used and all of that to go along with the car. So that's really cool. Thank you to Sharon for doing that with us. And yeah, so this car, back last September, October, we pulled this car out of the barn there at her place. And from what we know now, I wasn't sure exactly when it was parked because it was last tagged in 76, but Sharon says it was parked in 72-ish. And we pulled it out at the end of 23. So it sat in that barn for over 50 years. That's incredible. That is so cool. And here it is back on the road. We drove it right back over to the barn where it sat. And Sharon got to drive it and again. And yeah, really cool stuff, guys. All right. Well, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy this video as much as we enjoyed making it. And if you want to see more of what we did with this car, go back, check out some older videos. It's all on there. It's all on my channel. And appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate everybody that supports us and is sharing the videos and telling others and subscribing, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. Really means a lot. So yeah, this car is going to go to its first car show on September 21st in Atwater, California, Old Town Atwater. And so if you're in the area and you want to come by, come check us out. Look us up. I'd love to meet some of you and see you guys out there. You can check out the car in person if you haven't already. Should be a good time. They're going to have a bunch of vendors out there and stuff like that. The Friday night before, so the 20th, should be a Friday night before the festival. There's going to be a cruise night where we will be cruising through Atwater and prepping for the event on that Saturday. So anyway, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate you coming by and watching what we're doing, and we will see you in the next one.